All right, let's get into it. If you've ever been near a construction project, you know the feeling, right? The delays, the budgets that just seem to explode, the constant rework. Well, what if there was a fundamentally better way? I am so excited to kick this off because this is the very first explainer in a brand new series where we are going to unlock the secrets of the book that is changing the entire game, the BIM Handbook 3rd edition. Let's do this.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. We've got technology that can literally write poetry. We have cars that are learning to drive themselves. But when we get to a job site, we're still wrestling with massive rolls of paper. It just doesn't add up. And that disconnect, it costs billions. This is the exact problem that the BIM Handbook was written to solve, and it's what we're going to tackle together. I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? The old way is, well, it's a bit of a train wreck. The handbook lays it out perfectly. It's this perfect storm of inefficiency. You've got teams that aren't talking to each other, which leads to these super expensive mistakes, and all the while, projects are just bleeding time and money. It's a broken model, plain and simple, and it is long past time for a fix. So here's the game plan for our big kickoff today. First, we're going to talk about the revolution that's shaking the foundations of this industry. Then I'll introduce you to our guide, our North Star for this entire journey. After that, we'll lay out exactly how we're going to break it all down for you, take a super fast tour of the whole book, and finally point you exactly where you need to go for your very first step. Okay, first step, a revolution in building. And listen, I'm not talking about just making things a little bit better. We're talking about a complete and total shift in how we think about, design, and build everything around us. The book uses this perfect phrase, a paradigm change. And that's exactly what it is. This isn't about getting a slightly better tool. No, it's about throwing out the old toolbox and designing a whole new one from scratch. It's a transformation, on the scale of going from candles to the light bulb. It's that big. But look, a revolution can feel overwhelming. Where do you possibly start? Well, you need a map. You need a trusted guide. And lucky for us, we have the absolute best one on the planet. And here it is, our guide for this whole series, the BIM Handbook, a guide to building information modeling for owners, designers, engineers, contractors, and facility managers. 3rd edition. Whew, that's a mouthful, but every word counts. And this isn't just some random textbook. This is the real deal, written by the absolute pioneers in the field, Rafael Saxs, Charles Eastman, Gieling, and Paul Teichholz. This is going to be our Bible. This quote, right from the preface, is everything. It gets right to the heart of it all. BIM is not a program you buy off a shelf. It's a way of working. It's a culture shift. It's a socio-technical system. What does that really mean? It means BIM is about people and process, powered by technology. It's about how we work together. Now, I get it. This book is thick. It looks intimidating. But here is my promise to you, right here, right now. We are going to break down every single concept in this book so simply, so clearly that a 10-year-old could get it. Seriously. No dense academic language, no confusing jargon, just pure, simple, usable knowledge. That's the goal. Okay, so how are we going to keep that promise? Simple. We have a proven step-by-step method that we will follow for every single explainer in this series. Consistency is key. Here's exactly how it'll work every time. We'll start with a quick recap, just to jog your memory. Then we'll zoom out and give you that 30,000-foot view of the chapter, so you see the big picture. From there, we dive deep into each section. And to finish, we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways, the stuff you absolutely need to remember. It's a system designed to make sure this stuff sticks. All right, you ready for this? Buckle up because it is time for the grand tour. Think of this as the epic movie trailer for the entire book, a high-speed sneak peek of the incredible adventure that lies ahead of us. So the book is split into 4 major parts. We kick things off with part 1, the foundations. This is where we build our base. In chapters 1, 2, and 3, we are going to learn the fundamental language of BIM. We're going to get a crystal clear answer to that huge question. What really is building information modeling? We'll pull back the curtain on the core tech that makes it all tick. And we are going to unlock the secrets to collaboration in something called interoperability, which is just a fancy word for getting all the software to play nice together. This is where it all begins. Once we have that solid foundation, it's time to meet the players. Part 2 is where things get really personal. The book zooms in on how BIM changes the day-to-day for every single person on a project. This is where you're going to find yourself in the story.
Are you an owner, an architect, an engineer, a contractor, a subcontractor? It doesn't matter. There is a chapter in here with your name on it, showing you exactly how BIM is going to revolutionize your job. It is so cool. Then, in part 3, we zoom way out to look at the big picture, the ecosystem and the future. This is where we start connecting the dots on a global scale and take a peek at what's just around the corner. We'll look at how entire countries are making BIM mandatory. We'll unpack the book's amazing Vision 2025 for the future of construction, and then we get into the really futuristic stuff, artificial intelligence and robotics. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And finally, after all the theory, after all the talk, we get to part 4, the proof. This is where it all becomes real, with an incredible lineup of case studies that show BIM working its magic in the real world. We're going to see how they used BIM to build incredibly complex hospitals, stunning architectural landmarks, and even massive underground infrastructure projects. This isn't just theory. This is proof that this stuff works. And there you have it. That's our lightning-fast tour of the entire BIM Handbook. The map is laid out, the adventure is planned, and now all that's left is for you to take that very first step. And that first step is right here. Our very next explainer will be a complete overview of Chapter 1, which is simply titled Introduction. We're going to dive right in, dissecting the old ways of doing things, and really understanding the problems that made this whole BIM revolution necessary in the first place. So I have to ask, are you ready to completely change the way you see the built world forever? Because this series is your ticket to the future of construction. Make sure you follow us so you don't miss a single step of this journey. I can't wait to see you in the next explainer.